This is the Imperium Ultra Star Destroyer. Now, this is an absolutely insane ship. Just comparison, that's the Executor, Vader Executor, and this is the Imperium. Alright, now the Imperium's fighting back, which we want. And then as we start flying over the Imperium here, we actually reduce our firepower to almost nothing. Maybe the front of the ship can still do damage to the back end hard points. So these are the 3 SSDs going against this big bad boy. Look at that. It'll be interesting to see if the AI will actually utilize its super... Oh my god! This thing is literally single-handedly taking out 2 of these Super Star Destroyers and took an Eclipse super laser shot. Hello everybody and welcome to another Star Wars video, and today we are again back in YodenMod to see exactly what it takes to take down an Imperium Ultra Star Destroyer. Now we have a lot of custom battles to go through, which we have the Imperium versus Death Star, Imperium versus SSD, Imperium versus Starforge, versus the Starkiller, and then versus the Supremacy Mega Star Destroyer. But before we jump into that, guys, I'm going to be quickly showing you exactly how it looks like in normal skirmish mode. I'll show you the Super Star Destroyer as it's supposed to look like in a normal game of skirmish, as well as how to build it. But for anybody that wants to see these battles immediately, as well as see the Supremacy Ultra Star Destroyer, I'll put time codes down in the bottom of the video right now for you guys to go and check it out. But for people who want to know how to build it, stick around and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Alrighty, so first things first is we have to build this. It is the Vader SSD Executor. This has the Imperium Ultra Star Destroyer, excuse me, that you can build from it. Much like how you're able to build the Starkiller Base, the Death Star, and the Supremacy SSD. Why? Don't ask me. It's YodenMod. I say it every single video, just in case. But here, so once we've built it, you need tech level 5 for this, by the way, if any of you are not aware. So it does take a little while to build, and it's quite hard to attain it, really, in skirmish mode when you're going against other players. But either way, we have... Where is it? There it is. It is 30,000 credits. The Imperium SSD, interestingly, though, it is cheaper than the Supremacy SSD and the Starkiller Base. And also the Starforge, which will be going... placing it against, not to be mistaken with the actual Starforge battle station, the Sith Destructor version. But yeah, doesn't take that long to build, actually, like compared to the Starkiller Base, which took forever. But there we go. Here it is. Wow, the game has like completely lagged trying to load this one in. This is the Imperium Ultra Star Destroyer. Now, this is an absolutely insane ship. Just comparison, that's the Executor, Vader Executor, and this is the Imperium. And it is a really, really large ship. Maybe not as big as the Supremacy SSD, which I'll build actually now, so we can get a comparison of the two, because I believe the Supremacy is kind of more to scale compared to the Executor. But yeah, you've got a lot of firepower on here. You've got a shield generator on the front, one in the center, and then one in the back in Star Destroyer fashion. Only one though, even though you can see 2 shield generators there. As for engines, you've got 3 in the back, and just a lot of turbo, like heavy turbo laser batteries. You do have concussion missile launchers though, and rocket torpedoes in the back here. Does that go all the way around the... no, only on the back, it seems. I don't think there's any. You've got some ions on the front too. But yeah, it seems like all your missiles are in the back here. Flat cannon, ion heavy turbo laser. Pretty much got everything. You've got ion turbo lasers. You've got like proton torpedoes, rocket torpedoes, and concussion missile launchers. So a lot to bypass shields, wipe out shields, and just generally deal a lot of damage. You've got one hangar here, And it doesn't look like it was spawning any fighters. I might have missed that, but it looks like it wasn't building any. But oh wow, it's that big. Okay, that's something that doesn't happen with all the other ships, is that it'll disappear out of view if you pull the camera away too far. Wow, it really don't work. I guess it's that big. Maybe the Supremacy SSD is bigger. We'll find out now. Or maybe it just fades out of view. Okay, yeah. Well, I think that kind of answers our question, doesn't it? Although it does feel like it's on a higher plane, though. That's the thing. Because you can press C and control it like normal here. It doesn't fade out. But it might be the how far the camera zooms out, because that's a lot more squished in, while this one's a lot more taller, and it might cause the camera to pan out more. But I do believe the Supremacy SSD might be just a bit bigger. So there's the Imperium. There's the... Oh, no, the Imperium does look bigger, I guess. Or roughly the same size. But yeah. So the Imperium is a fan-made ship. It's the Ultra Star Destroyer. So it's kind of like following in the same tandem of Star Destroyer, Super Star Destroyer, Mega Star Destroyer, and Ultra Star Destroyer. We will have this go against the Supremacy to see which one is stronger, official or fanon. Although, what I do believe is that the Supremacy has, as mentioned in the previous video, gigantic amounts of concussion missile launchers to bypass shields for damage. It melts fast, especially when it's got all of its hard points on the forefront. You're getting a whole load of firepower right from the front of the ship, while the Ultra Star Destroyer will have to broadside to get the maximum amount of damage between two different types of ships, which will be we'll have a fight where it will go against loads of Super Star Destroyers and see if it can't broadside two of them and see if it can get a maximum amount of damage between them both. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, there you go. This is a beautiful ship and very, very powerful. And this definitely feels a lot more in line with like the Super Star Destroyer design. You know, the standard typical Star Destroyer design that you get. The Mega Star Destroyer takes a different approach. Still keeping the Executor Star Destroyer like cityscape design on the front center there. But here the Star Destroyer kind of takes it a different angle, going more towards the Eclipse Super Star Destroyer design. Rather than the Executor, although it's just missing the super laser feeding throughout the entirety of the ship there. But either way, there you go. I'm not going to go and have this go against the space station, because that's just going to take way too long. As you can tell, this ship is astronomically slow. But anyhow, let's move into the custom battles. I'm actually looking forward to this. What I've done is I've actually not prepped myself for any of these matches. I didn't check them beforehand. So whatever happens will be a surprise to me, as it is for you guys. So I have the Imperium SSD going against an Executor SSD, an Eclipse SSD, and a Vengeance SSD. Or the Implaceable, SSD. I think this might be a fan ship? I'm not sure. I thought that was a Vengeance when I looked at the icon, but it looks like it isn't. So, these are the 3 SSDs going against this big bad boy. Look at that. Oh my god. That's a lot of... Oh my god, man. This Imperium is not messing about. The shields are down on the Implaceable SSD. The shields are down on the the Eclipse as well. It'll be interesting to see if the AI will actually utilize its super... Oh my god! That took no damage? Why? Did it take out the shield gen? That survived an Eclipse shot. What? This thing is literally single-handedly taking out 2 of these Super Star Destroyers and took an Eclipse super laser shot. This thing is not messing about. His shield generators are about to go down. But that doesn't really matter because its shields are already gone. That's insane. This executive knows it doesn't want anything to do with this fight. It knows it's not going to win. Oh my god, there goes the implaceable. Didn't really do much in that fight, to be honest. It tried dealing some damage, realizing it wasn't strong enough, and then tried to bail. The executive's trying to fire from a distance. It's taking no damage right now. The Eclipse is taking all of the damage right now. It's not spreading themselves out. I think the Imperium suffers from its range. It really does, because these hard points just don't contribute as much as the front ones do. And I know that's part of, like, Corey and I have talked about it before in like a previous video a long time ago, in which you know, like, when you right click to target someone, it doesn't necessarily mean all the hard points in the code are gonna fire on it, because it needs to be in range. So it can be difficult, you know, because if you want all of these hard points to be active, the ship almost needs to go underneath the Eclipse. So this ship is built to take on multiple smaller ships surrounding it, rather than just head on with one other big ship, because it can't utilize all of its power to do so. The Executor shields are coming down now. They're about to be shredded, but it's doing a lot of damage right now. I think the Eclipse actually did do universal damage across the hard points, but it only dealt 10%. It's just gonna blow it out of the water. It's just destroyed 3 Super Star Destroyers. This Ultra Star Destroyer, just to show how powerful it is. It's destroyed 3 of them. I wish I had the Supremacy SSD go against this now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the 3 Ultra Star Destroyers did. Sorry, 3 Super Star Destroyers did do some significant damage. It's taking out pretty much almost all of the engines. There's only one left. It's taken out all the shield generators. And it's taken out a good chunk of the front of the ship. So I think if you had like 5 Super Star Destroyers, might be able to take on the Imperium. With ships these big, it's all about position. You've got to be in the right position. You can't just go head on and expect to do massive amounts of damage. You need a broadside. You need to rotate the ship to get a correct angle. All of that stuff. Because, for example, these are firing on this. And now that we're rotating, this is able to take out these last hard points here. And the back ones are here to take out anyone behind us or on the far edges, compared to being head on. There you go, man. Imperium destroying the Executor Super Star Destroyer, the Eclipse Super Star Destroyer, and the Implaceable Super Star Destroyer. All in on a 3v1. That's nuts. I thought the and just to boot, it had half of its health to begin with, and it only lost 25% of total hull damage. That's crazy. That's a lot of damage. Well, that is a win for the Imperium. I'm really impressed by that. I'm really impressed by the ship's damage. Wow. Wow. Let's go Imperium versus Supremacy. Let's do this one. I'm going to go Rebellion. Let's see. I'm really interested with this battle. If you had to tell me who would win, I think Supremacy might actually win this based on how the ship is formatted. Right, so this seems a bit more even now. 100 versus 100. That's what I want to see. Here we go. Much more even. We don't want to be flying above and over the Imperium Super Star Destroyer. So what we want to do is we want to take out their shield generators first. We're able to wipe them out really fast on the basis that we have tons of rockets, you know. And it looks like these concussion missile launchers are able to fire from really far away and deal damage to the shield generator. Shield generator is completely down. The shields are down on the Imperium now. There is not a lot of hard points for those shields, you know. We've got 2 on the back here. And I guess that's actually all there is for shield generator. Wow, I guess the Mega Star Destroyer doesn't have a lot of shields either. But what we want to do then is we want to wipe out these hard points on the front, on the Supremacy, because it looks like the AI is going to try and push forward, so we become on top of it, which we don't want to do. So let's get these fighters in there as well. We've been spawning fighters. It looks like the Imperium, despite having a hangar, isn't spawning any, which is strange. But yeah, the Supremacy is really hammering in on the Imperium here. Could be an AI thing as well, you know. We'll look at perhaps increasing the AI against this, because it seems like the AI is the biggest negative for these fights, because the AI just gives us the win. We've got some firepower from the Imperium, but it looks like it's just not doing anything, you know, which is strange. I'm going to move the ship forward, see if it allows the Imperium to do more damage. All right, now the Imperium's fighting back, which we want. And then as we start flying over the Imperium here, we actually reduce our firepower to almost nothing. Maybe the front of the ship can still do damage to the back end hard points. But besides that, because you can still see these rocket launchers going in and firing. And the Imperium tractor beamed it as well, because the Imperium has a tractor beam ability while the Supremacy does not. But to be honest, is that worth it? Because the that's a good place for the Supremacy to still be in, deal damage. But yeah, the Imperium's fighting back now. And as you can see, these rocket launchers, once those hard points on the front of this ship go down, it won't be able to do much damage, because all these hard points in the back are not being used right now. It's why like a ship like this in terms of design doesn't necessarily make sense. Maybe if there was some weaponry on the bottom, it'd be fine. But in a case like this, you lose out on like half your firepower, depending on if a ship is above or below you. While on the Ultra Star Destroyer, it could be above or below, but the entirety of the ship's edge can fire above or below whatever's trying to flank it. The Supremacy doesn't. So Supremacy's still on like full health, really. So it looks like the Imperium is still struggling, despite like having it locked in place and firing tons of firepower against it. But as expected, these hard points are being melted away. This could end up in a draw in the fact that I can't move, and the Imperium can't hit these hard points from down below. Because no firepower is coming from the Imperium anymore now. And this is just because it's just two gigantic ships. They're just humongous, you know? Trying to turn around, see what it can do. Oh, no. See, now the Imperium's actually doing a lot of damage here. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think it is a stagnant. I don't think it is. Because the Imperium is not moving because it's in the right position to tractor beam and just fire from the back here. But the Supremacy is it's moving its hard points left and right to try and deal damage in the right places. Oh, you know what? Yeah, oh my god, yeah, look at that. No, the Supremacy's going to win. The Supremacy's actually going to nail this. The pathfinding was just moving it left and right to try and fire in the right places. It was... Oh my god! Whatever this AoE damage is, it's nuts, because it destroys a large chunk of those hard points in that area, making the ship absurdly strong. I don't know if the Supremacy can do something like that in canon, but it legit took down the Imperium. Now I want to... Oh, now I really want to go back and see if I can't. Then the Imperium was going to win. Okay, I really want to try and go against hard AI. I really want to try it out. We tried this match before on easy AI. The AI was dumb enough to just fly above us, so we could get full firepower against them and they couldn't fire back. But here, we've got Master AI, or like, you know, cruel AI, if you will. Again, shields are completely down on the Supremacy from our ion cannon battery heavies there. Concussion missile launchers across the front of the Supremacy is bypassing those shields and taking down our turbo lasers on the front of the ship here. The Imperium is able to regen shields really, really fast in this game. So if it loses its shields and takes no damage from that point onwards, it regens real fast. But it'll be interesting if it can actually recover that. And we're just not... There's just so many hard points on this Mega Star Destroyer. Just so many compared to the Imperiums, which there is a lot on the Imperium, don't get me wrong. But the Supremacy just looks like it's far more equipped. And to make matters worse, it's not utilizing any of the turbo laser batteries from the back end here. It's focusing on is on the concussion missile launchers, ion cannon batteries, and proton torpedo launchers from the front of the ship. And then once we've wiped out these hard points on the front here, I wouldn't be surprised if the AI will start turning around to try and start firing more. And again, see, another thing that's really holding us back is the fact that because this ship is so long, like this is the negative of the Imperium, while the Supremacy, you can really take it out by positioning yourself correctly underneath the ship so that the hard points on the top aren't utilized properly, reducing its fire output by at least 50%. With the Imperium, if a ship stays too far away, all these hard points become redundant, so you're seeing these things not firing. So I can try and pull the ship forward, but it's not going to do much. The AI now that the AI again now has lost a lot of the front hard points, it's trying to shift its angle to try and utilize the rest here. Especially when I've reacted by trying to move up forward. But all of my hard points on the front of the ship are gone now. And all I'm relying on now is turbo laser batteries on the back here. I have some concussion missile launchers, which will do some significant damage. But the AI is clever enough to move the entire body to try and get all of those hard points. See, now it's utilizing these hard points because it's able to shift the ship downward towards the Imperium. That's an interesting fight because I would say the Imperium is on the same level of firepower to the Supremacy. I would say comfortably so. It could hold its own barely, but here it's just a position, like it's the power of position for this match, which makes this quite interesting. Oh man, there goes that hard point. There it is. It's down. Supremacy wins again. That's a really interesting fight. I actually thought the Imperium was going to win that one. I genuinely thought the Imperium was going to win it. But that Supremacy is more powerful than we think. Alrighty, next up is the Imperium versus the Starforge. Now, I kind of have an assumption that the Imperium is just going to demolish the Starforge here, just on the basis that all the hard points are really easy to take down with the Imperium. I have allowed the Starforge to build fighters as well, because it's not just a powerhouse ship like the Imperium is. It does rely a lot on fighters, but YodenMod Starforge is not as strong as you think. Compared to like the remake Starforge, which is just gigantic and is like kind of like a boss battle, this one isn't so much. It's a lot more manageable. These hard points in the back are going to be interesting because I don't know how the Imperium's going to be able to get to those. I mean, look at this. The Imperium shields aren't even, not even down yet. Starforge is just taking an absolute beating. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and that's exactly how it's going to take out these hard points. It's going to no-clip into it. That's fair enough. I can't argue with that. I mean, that's all the hard points it's got left. It's about to go down. There's no point. There's 2 more hard points. Didn't stand a chance. Did not stand a chance at all. Yeah, I was right in thinking that. I think... Wow. The Starforge didn't even get through the Imperium shields. The Starforge didn't even get through the Imperium shields. It was dealing that lack amount of damage. It just regened all of that power back. Because it was just shrugging it off. But yep, that looks like it is a win for the Imperium on that one. Another win. But we'll start with the Imperium versus Death Star. Now, what I want to do is I want to swap to Rebellion, so I play as the Death Star rather than the Imperium, because the AI doesn't seem to want to use the super laser for some reason. Has no problem doing so with the Starkiller Base, but for the Death Star, because it's a different style of attack, it's, behaves a bit differently. Here we go. So, wow, did you see it just wiped out the shields like that? That's the ion cannon doing work. There's a lot of there's a spread amount of hard points here on the Death Star. But, so it'll be interesting to see how it can try and deal all that damage. But because the ship is so long, all these hard points end up being redundant, while all the forward-facing turbo laser batteries and ion cannons are the only ones really dealing damage here. The Imperium is going to need to broadside in a way to actually deal any significant amount of damage. So it's very slow in doing so. But we're not here to see how quick the Imperium can take down the Death Star. We're here to see if the Imperium can take a shot from the Death Star super laser. So we'll just have to see. No. It cannot, unfortunately. It definitely cannot. I guess like the Death Star does like 9999 damage or something like that to the point where like you just can't survive the shot at all. So yeah, Death Star doesn't seem like it can survive a shot from the Death Star. I'm not really surprised. So okay, finally we have the Imperium versus the Starkiller. We've covered the Starkiller before, and the Starkiller was just so strong. Just so strong that it was able to just destroy anything in its path. The only thing it could be defeated by was a Death Star if the Death Star got to fire its laser first. But otherwise, if the Starkiller Base got to fire its laser beforehand, it just won. I mean, obviously the AI is not firing, so like, obviously we're fine. But that is a first for being able to see anything be able to attack those hard points. Will it actually take a pot shot at it before it dies? No. Okay, that's fine. I'm surprised that it actually even got to hit those hard points, but because I've never seen any other ship do it, as mentioned. But I'm gonna play as the Starkiller and just fire the laser because it looks like the AI just doesn't want to. Doesn't do it with the Death Star either, so that's fine. Let's go. Will it do it? No. Fine. Fine. I knew it wasn't going to survive it. That Death Star laser, it's just an instant killer on any ship, I think. You could make that ship twice the hull size, and I don't think it would survive. I think that is supposed to be an instant death button. That is a loss for the Imperium. So, can anything defeat the Imperium? Yes, it can. It seems the things that can defeat it is a Death Star laser, a fire from the Starkiller Base, and, surprisingly enough, the Supremacy Mega Star Destroyer. That was one thing I was really interested in, but it does look like the Mega Star Destroyer is able to take on the Imperium Ultra Star Destroyer. I hope you learned some things this video. This was a lot of fun to make. The fights were a lot more entertaining than I thought they were going to be. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave us a thumbs up. It helps us in the YouTube algorithm and it lets me know you want more of these type of videos. And of course, if you want to see the Starkiller Base go against the Death Star in a 1v1, be sure to check out that video in the pinned comment down below. It'll also be in the top right info card that you can click and find it there. But guys, I have been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.